Hello YouTube, this is ChardarYuGiOh, and today I want to show off my Watt deck. Watts are a pretty old deck type that got some recent support in Photon Shockwave. Most people have overlooked it, but it is pretty amazing. So, let's start off with this deck. This is a Watt burn deck, and it's alright. I'm not going to say it's competitive, but when it works, you will make a lot of people really mad with this deck. Trust me, this deck is hilarious, especially on Dueling Network, because people there are so mature and good sports about everything. But yeah, so 3 Watt Cobra. This is the new card that was released in Photon Shockwave. It can attack directly. It has 1,000 attack points, and when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent from a direct attack, you can add 1 Watt monster from your deck to your hand. This is the deck's search power. This is what the deck needed to get it some more consistency. And 1,000 attack directly, practically unavoidable, is nothing to laugh at either. 3 Watt Dragonfly, 3 Watt Dragonfly, staple in the deck. When it's destroyed by battle, special summon 1 Watt monster. Staple in the deck. Watt Giraffe, 1200, can attack directly. And after it attacks directly, your opponent cannot activate any spell traps or monster effects until the end of the turn. That can be useful, it cannot. Often this is just a beater, but when it works, it works. Then 3 Watt Hopper, this is the lock. As long as Watt Hopper is on the field, other Watt monsters you control cannot be attacked or targeted by card effects. It works just like the Marauding Captain lock. If you get 2 of these out on the field, your opponent is screwed. And especially, it's even better than the Marauding Captain lock because it works for card effects also, so they need Dark Hole or Torrential or some other massive effect that does not target. Then 2 Wattmer, I think it should be Watt Lemur, but it's not, it's Wattmer. When this card's destroyed, your opponent cannot attack during their next battle phase. It's a good stall card, especially because it's a monster card, and with triple MST and heavy running around, it's alright. I only use 2 of them. Then 3 Watt Pheasant. This card is so amazing against the Ixies. After its 1,000 attack, can attack directly like all the other Watts in this deck. And when it inflicts battle damage, you can remove from play 1 face-up monster in the field until the end of the turn. Now that's good for a lot of things. It can be pretty useful, especially against the Ixies, because if you banish an Ixies, it will not get its materials back. So with so many Ixies decks running around now, that's really good. Then 1 Honest, staple light decks. And then my tech and one of my win conditions, triple Lava Golem. Now, once you get your Watt Hopper lock set up, you can pretty much do whatever you want, and these things can attack through the Lava Golem. So you get the burn damage from the Lava Golem, in addition to all the battle damage from your Watts. Now, Lava Golem also has another use that I think is really underrated, and that is for removal. You can get rid of 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field, 2 monster cards, and it gets around destruction negation. Because if your opponent activates an effect that has a Stardust Dragon or some other thing that stops your opponent's monsters from being destroyed, this thing can still get them. This thing is in fact one of the best outs I have found to shooting Quasar Dragon, also known as Immortal God Dragon. That's what I call it anyway. And then traps, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, 1 MST, and then 1 for 1. You can get out a Watt Hopper with it. It's really good, sets up your lock faster. Recycling batteries. You can add 2 Thunder type monsters with 1,500 attack or less from your graveyard to hand. We have a lot of Thunder types. That's really good, and a lot of this deck's plays are minuses card advantage wise. It is not a card advantage focused deck, but that plus can still help you out. Then traps, Ceasefire, extremely good burn card. 2 Magic Cylinder. This card is also a minus, but I use it for a finisher. If you notice, we're inflicting a lot of damage here. A lot of times Magic Cylinder is just the finisher card. You can finish off your opponent with it. Then Starlight Road, like I said earlier, massive destruction effects is the only thing that can break our lock. Starlight Road protects from it. 3 Threatening Roar, it's chainable, it stops attacks. 2 Wabaku, also chainable, stops attacks. and it's really hilarious to flip one of these after they use MST, Heavy, whatever. Then Torrential Tribute, 2 Solemn Warning, and Solemn Judgment, just because we need to be able to control what our opponent can get on the field and what can break our lock. So these 4 are very good in the deck. The extra deck, I only run a Stardust Dragon for the Starlight Road. Reason being, I originally built this deck for a tournament that was it was a dueling network tournament, and you weren't allowed to use Synchros or Ixies. This was the deck I entered in it. It didn't do very well, but you know, except for the tournament, it has done pretty well for me. Like I said, it's not the most competitive deck. I think it can be good. And like I said, if you ever just want to make people mad, this is an amazing, hilarious deck to do that with. So that is my Watt deck for the September 2011 ban list, and peace out, YouTube.